in everything we do as humans, we're basically trying to escape pain. You could even define humans or even life as creatures that want to escape pain. Like that's such a hardwired part of our neurology and our beings in general, is that we don't want to feel unpleasant sensations. We want to move towards pleasant sensations. But if you're trying to do something difficult, it's amazing how even once you're at the point that you're putting in time and work, you're still not doing the actual difficult work that would give you the progress you needed. This sounds very abstract, so let me give an example. When I go on runs in the park, almost everyone I see, and I'm not talking old people that have maybe good reasons to run very slowly. I'm talking young people who are clearly there purposefully trying to get cardiovascularly fit for whether it's a fight or a run or a 5K, whatever it is. And they're running so slowly, there could not be a more inefficient way for them to develop their cardio. Like I could not imagine it. Like just shuffling around the track is the worst possible way to get fit that could be dreamed of. But what is the good part of shuffling around the track? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you feel like you're gonna throw up. It's not pouring down sweat, red in the face. You can't chat with your friends. You can't listen to your music and pay attention to it. You can't escape into it. It's just pain. Like if you're doing fast sprints or even fast running, the kind that really develops your cardio, then you're in pain. But humans want to escape pain, obviously, so that doesn't usually end up being the way that they practice. You see it also with artistic practice. Cal Newport talks about this in a lot of his books, that he was like a guitarist, as so many high schoolers were. He knew some chords, he played some gigs, but why by age 25 was he just still playing chords and like just kind of good, could play a few solos? Meanwhile, there are other people who by 25 are like Jimi Hendrix, or on a lower level, just like professional gigging musicians who are like incredible musical knowledge. And the answer was deliberate practice, which I basically conceive of as just practice that isn't fun, really, unless you're just a diehard about that skill. Running scales every single day, and not old scales that you can kind of flow into comfortably, but new musical scales that take that like annoying, tedious brain energy to get right, and you keep messing up, and you have to continue the like climb up the mountain of, all right, I got this scale good. Now what's the next scale? What's the next chord progression? That kind of painful, difficult practice that takes mental effort, not just in the execution, but in the planning of like the long-term structure of that like practice regime, that is what makes you good at things. But it does not happen for most people because it is painful. And it's the same with just anything where you need to incrementally progress, but you're likely to plateau, which is almost every single skill. This is hard because you're essentially working against your instincts. You're having to trick your brain into not taking the path of least resistance. Even when I'm training Muay Thai, like you see people in every fighting gym that are just hitting the bag like, doing nothing, but they're tired. It hurts to hit the bag correctly when you're exhausted and you're afraid you're gonna throw up. So you just kind of go through the motions. And then you can tell yourself and you can tell your friends, oh, I went to the Muay Thai gym today. Yeah, training was so hard. Meanwhile, you were basically doing nothing but like feeding your ego or feeding your need to feel like you've accomplished something, when in fact you've done nothing but found another instance that you could escape from pain. So in anything you do, in any skill that you're trying to progress in, consider very carefully the level of effort you're putting in and whether or not in the heat of the moment you're kind of taking the easy way out and not challenging yourself with that new kind of practice, that new PR in the gym, or that new exercise, or that new like meta skill, like not just lifting weights, but if you've never stretched or you've never considered like your diet, maybe it's not more hours in the gym. Maybe it's doing this part of this skill of getting fit that you don't enjoy, that isn't as fun as like lifting heavy things. So don't trust yourself when you run or you do anything hard. Make sure you're doing it the hard way. That's all.